Hey guys, Bob Brennaman here. I'm a realtor in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, and today we're going to take you through 3 neighborhoods in the southern part of Mount Pleasant that have bigger lots. So again, the goal is to kind of show you some neighborhoods if you were, you're wanting, half acre, 2 acres, where you can find them in Mount Pleasant. That's what we're going to cover today, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, y'all, so we are going to start with the first neighborhood. Again, we're going to work from the Ravenel Bridge on up, kind of on up 17, as we cover these 3 neighborhoods in South Mount Pleasant that have larger lots. The one we're going to do first is Creekside, and Creekside sits on Shem Creek. There's lots in there that are on the creek, some of them on the marsh, then we have interior lots. Lot sizes range from 1/3 of an acre to 3/4 of an acre. A lot of people say, well, 1/3 of an acre is not that big, but I would say because of the mature landscape, the lots feel a lot bigger than what they are. It sits in what used to be the heart of Mount Pleasant. Back in the day, back when I first moved to Mount Pleasant, there were about 161 homes inside of Creekside. The houses were built in the 70s and 80s. So, well-built houses. Many of them are brick, which was kind of the standard 40 plus years ago. One of the things I think that makes the lots feel bigger in this neighborhood feel more lush and bigger is the 17 acres of common property HOA space. So there's a lot of green space in this neighborhood, and I think that lends to the lots feeling bigger. The other thing I like about Creekside, and it kind of ties into some of the common area, is the Creekside Tennis and Swim Club. So it's a tennis and swim center. You don't have to live in Creekside to join it. I have friends that have joined it that live outside of it. There's 3 beach volleyball courts. That's where the College of Charleston women's team practices for their events. It has a clubhouse, has a boat landing, and various parks again scattered throughout, and you can join that whether you're living there or not living there. The thing that's really popular about Creekside to me is its close proximity to downtown Charleston. I would say 7 minutes or so, and you're on the Ravenel Bridge, maybe even less depending on the time of day. Close to the beaches on Isle of Palms or Sullivan, so you can get to either one of them really quick, which is nice. And then, one of the things I think people always love about the south part of Mount Pleasant is that it's close proximity to Trader Joe's and the Whole Foods. So, I've talked about those places a lot, especially Trader Joe's. I'm a big fan. The schools are, for elementaries, James B. Edwards. The middle school is Moultrie, and the high school is Lucy Beckham. And Lucy Beckham is one we've talked about in the past, smaller in scale as opposed to Wando. It's newer, but it's serviced by, the Creekside area is serviced by that particular high school. All right, y'all, so we're going to progress a little up from where we were, and we're going to go further up 17 to Snee Farm. And Snee Farm is located on the grounds of a 200-year-old plantation by the same name. The neighborhood was established in the early 1970s. Most lots are at least 1/4 of an acre, and then many of them are, backed by the club or an acre plus. If you go on Cassina Province or Farm Quarter, those roads have some pretty significantly large lots for Mount Pleasant. There's not many neighborhoods that have giant lots. The subdivision, like I said, is older, it's more established. Really kind of a unique mix of homes. I mean, honestly, everything from Center Hall colonials to low country style houses to stuff that you would see in Atlanta. I mean, it's a wide variety of things, I believe, as far as the neighborhoods go. 890 single family houses, at least that's what my research pulled back. It's a golf course community. It's an 18-hole golf course that was designed by George Cobb, not to be confused with Ty Cobb. I don't think they're related, but he designed this golf course years and years ago. It was actually the first country club in Mount Pleasant was Snee Farm. It's been newly renovated. Again, being built in the 70s, I'll be honest with you, the architecture of the exterior of the club, and I don't want to step on any of my friends' toes that are members, but it's not that pretty. It's not a great looking club, but they have redone it, and they've built around it a bunch of single family houses that are on smaller lots that I think are nice and kind of break up some of that 70s design. The club has been completely redone, full service restaurant, bar, fitness center. And then one of the things I really also like about Snee Farm is the 18 lighted tennis courts. So if you're a tennis player, I really like Snee Farm for that reason. And as I mentioned, the newest section is Snee Farm Village. So if you ride in there and you say, well, Bob, these Snee Farm Village, these lots are postage stamp, you're right. They're the ones that are built around the club, and they kind of, again, hide the 70s look with some really nice looking neoclassical houses. But those are small postage stamp lots, and they're not really something that we're talking about in this video. The location, I love it. It's off Highway 17, so it's close proximity to the beach. I think you could get to Isle of Palms in maybe 5 minutes, depending on the time of day. The other thing I really like about Snee, and people hear me talk about this a lot, is the multiple ways to get in and out. So you've got about at least 3 different ways to go 3 different directions. 17, you can go out on Whipple, and you can exit on Long Point. So you can, I use it a lot, honestly, as a way to navigate around Mount Pleasant and, you know, stay out of traffic, even though most people think the traffic I call traffic is not traffic if you're coming from a big city. The school systems for that are elementary school is James B. Edwards, your middle school is Moultrie, and again, high school, Lucy Beckham, which we kind of covered earlier as being a really good one. Before we progress to the last neighborhood we're going to talk about, I wanted to remind y'all, if y'all like our videos, be sure to click in the right-hand corner of the screen to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Comment, we'd love to talk to you, and we love your feedback, so please do that as you watch our videos. And again, subscribe if you like our stuff. All right, y'all. So the final neighborhood that we're going to cover is actually 2 neighborhoods. It's both of them share the same first name. One is Cassina Plantation, and one is Cassina Heights. And they are both located off Rifle Range Road. They sit next to each other. Cassina Plantation has probably some of the largest lots in Mount Pleasant that I can think of. Those are anywhere from 3/4 to 3+ acres, which in South Mount Pleasant, they're just, you know, or anywhere in Mount Pleasant, to find 3 acres is pretty significant. You know, there's only 56 homes back in Cassina Plantation, unfortunately, so there's not a free flow of resales coming on the market. A lot of the houses were built in the 50s, some of them into the 1990s. Some have views of the marsh, and even some of them have views out to the Intercoastal Waterway and the backside of Sullivan's and Isle of Palms. It's a really pretty area. The other thing they have back there is they have private horse riding trails. So you can actually, inside of Cassina Plantation, there's a couple of people's houses where they actually have horses on the ground, which I think is neat. Again, you would never know that riding down 17, or not riding down 17, riding down Rifle Range Road, rather. The neighborhood next to it is Cassina Heights. And Cassina Heights, very similar, larger lots too, but those are, you know, generally in the 1/2 acre to 3/4 acre range. The thing I like about Cassina Heights is the oak trees, man. There are just some absolutely beautiful oak trees back in Cassina Heights, and there's approximately 60 houses back there, so not much more than what you have in Cassina Plantation. Built sporadically through the 50s and even some into the 1999 and early 2000 range. The ones back that are newer are going to be back in the very back of that subdivision, and those even have views out to Sullivan's Island and Isle of Palms as well, so good spot. This neighborhood, Cassina Heights, butts up against the town recreational facility. They have a dog park, you have walking paths, all within easy walking distance of Cassina Heights. And again, just like Cassina Plantation, proximity to Isle of Palms, the town center where you can do a lot of shopping, movie, and Seaside Farms, which is just right up the street. And I have to give a plug to one of my favorite restaurants in all of Mount Pleasant that's in Seaside Farms, just up the road from Cassina Heights, is Opal Restaurant. Definitely recommend that if you're in town. Both of these are all in the same school district. So the elementary school is Mamie Whiteside, which, you know, if you're in Cassina Heights especially, and one of my best friends lives in Cassina Heights, and he golf carts his daughters to school every morning. I think that's kind of neat. I mean, it's a super short ride, and they actually have built a little golf cart line for the families that live in there and use their golf carts to get their kids to school. So I think that's you know, one of the pluses of being in Cassina Heights. The middle school is Moultrie, which is on Coleman Boulevard, good school, and then the Lucy Beckham High School services both Cassina Heights and Cassina Plantation. All right, y'all, that's a wrap. Again, my name is Bob Brennaman with the Brennaman Group. If you like our videos, be sure to click in the right-hand corner of the screen to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to talk to me about anything related to Mount Pleasant, Charleston, things to do when you come on vacation, restaurants, I love to talk about the area, and I'd love to talk to you. So you can call me at 843-345-6074. You can check out our website for all of Mount Pleasant, which is mountpleasantproperty.net, and our website for all of Charleston, which is brennamangroup.com. Until next time, y'all,